and gentlemen, boys and girls, a very warm welcome to you, our listeners in Scotland and out with our borders. All around the world, thank you very much for tuning in, listening to us later as a historical artefact, a document recorded in aspect of this time. This is Weirder Hings podcast. My name is Innes Smith, and this gentleman is
Michael McCann.
Hello, Michael.
Hello, Innes.
And this is Weirder Hings podcast. It's about all paranormal things, all of them, absolutely all of them, specifically with a Scottish focus. That's our raison d'etre, ironically in French. Yes. That's why we do it.
Yeah.
It's we know what's going on in Scotland, apparently. We're on paranormalukradio.com. We're also spreading ourselves like Marmite. I almost did that. It was a half between Vegemite. I got confused. My brain was reaching towards Vegemite there.
It's the same thing.
Well, yeah, that's right. Australians are convinced otherwise. Some unique property.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know.
I've never tried either.
Have you not?
No.
Okay. It's nice. It took me years until I tried it. The trick is hot butter toast, spread it thin.
Right, okay.
Really, I mean, don't...
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, just thin. You know, you got it. It's like...
Yeah, don't go like big dod of it first time.
Don't
mistake.
Don't treat it like any other spreadable thing, right? Thin.
Thin.
It ain't jam. It ain't KY jelly. It's Marmite. Thin.
I believe that's actually Marmite's slogan.
Okay. So you can find us on Facebook. We are at Weirder Hings Podcast. We're on Twitter, Weirder Podcast. We're also on Twitch. This is a new thing. It's like a realm where the world watches other people doing stuff, or sometimes talking. So you've done little Q&As, haven't you, after podcasts?
I have, and I've done some wandering. I took our viewers a wee trip around the southern necropolis, and then I took them down the main necropolis in Glasgow, and just showed them the graveyards. Yes, I thought that was weird.
No, I think that's a wonderful resource. It's like a little television channel, isn't it?
It's good.
It's a little archived video footage there.
I have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Michael is, of course, the technical director.
I've been given a new title.
Yeah. Well, as the younger one, you're the one that knows rap music, wears baseball caps back to front, and knows how to work the internet.
Although I'm getting to that age now, I'm starting to struggle with like using my phone. I'm doing that thing where I've got glasses at the end of my nose.
Right.
I'm like, right. How what's this button do?
Yeah.
It's
happening.
It's happening.
It's happening. So we're Twitch, Weirder Hings Podcast. You can find us, or Weirder Hings. You can find us on Twitch somehow. And last but not least, you can email us. We do love your emails. We do love hearing about your experiences reading them. So going forward, when we do that the next time, we'll probably reserve the right to edit them down a wee bit.
Yes, that's probably a wise
thing to do. We'll probably edit them down a wee bit. But if you want to write to us, share your experiences. We would love to hear about them, specifically Scottish. That's the point in it.
As much as we love receiving people's emails and messages and stuff, we try and keep it as Scottish as possible.
That's why they let us do it.
Yeah, and if you're sending us like stories from Canada, that unless it's Nova Scotia,
yeah, there you go.
We can't really read it out. So try and keep it Scottish for all Scottish listeners.
Yeah.
And we know there's a few of them. So.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. I know some of you out there listening and you've got your own experiences, but you're just like, I don't. We will treat it with the utmost respect when we're doing it, honestly. Innes will treat it with the utmost respect.
The utmost.
Yeah. I, however, may not.
Anyway, don't be shy, give it a try. So, and that email address is weirder, just to confuse you, not Hings, but Things Podcast. So Weirder Things Podcast at gmail.com. That's Weirder Things Podcast, all lowercase, at gmail.com. Please email us. That would be great. Fantastic. So for this week, we thought we would try something hilarious. So we've got a little quiz show. I am still one of those rare people that actually sit down of an evening and veg out in front of the television, the actual television, not a computer screen, but an actual television. And there's a new sitcom. No, it's not a sitcom. It's a quiz. Yeah, that's like Freudian brain mistake. My brain assumes that anything new comedy is in sitcom format when, of course, it's not. It's a quiz.
It's a quiz.
It's a quiz.
Comedy quiz.
Cheap. Yeah. Phone up the usual stand-ups. Get them sitting round. Yeah, cheap. So this is something that's appeared on the telly recently, and we're blatantly ripping it off. We don't care. Bite my bottom. It's all about hypothetical questions, basically. The quiz show is called Hypothetical, so we thought we'd ask our own hypothetical questions.
Yeah, and I've never seen this show, so I'm going in blind.
Yeah. But I think anything would be more amusing than that quiz show. I mean, they're all amusing people, but it's just there's something always missing from these things, and it's either alcohol. I think alcohol helps.
Right. Okay. Have you got any?
No, well, upstairs if you want to go for it. But
I've got a car, so
you get the car.
Driving, so.
Michael drives here, then he drives away.
Yeah,
like a Bruce Springsteen album. You could write your own song about this. Yeah,
it's in the works.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so what we've done is I've written Michael 4 hypothetical questions. Now there are no points, so we've not made any contrived.
So it won't be
there's no contrived quiz-like structure to this.
Yeah, and we've not seen each other's things either.
No, we've not.
Questions.
Yeah,
just what?
We've seen each other's penises, obviously, but
just we're naked down there. So
we don't wear clothes.
Yeah.
So
how else are you supposed to record the podcast? Like,
yeah, everyone knows that no one likes the rustle.
Yeah, so you need to do it naked. That's why you get rid of the cancel out the noise.
Yeah, skyclad. So we've got 4 questions each. So you want to go first, or
I think since this is your idea, I think you should go first.
Okay. So I'm going to start off with this one, right? Okay. So this is quite Glasgow specific. We may have have to unpack some of these elements culturally for our listeners. Okay. So question 1. You, just for lols, take part in a past life regression hypnotherapy session and find out that you were, in a past life, King Billy. Do you mention this the next time you go to the Celtic game and all your pals are really interested to hear what happened?
I'm playing that scenario out of my head.
Right.
That is actually quite... Right, we're going to explain this to our international listeners because they'll be like, what the hell is he asking? Right, so who was King Billy?
Prince William of Orange. Basically, there was... in a nutshell, people talk about the Civil War, and there was a Civil War, but they think about Cavaliers and Roundheads and Oliver Cromwell and Charles I. But in truth, in reality, there've been like loads of civil wars. Basically, there's been plenty, and there was a cheeky, saucy little revolution, James II. So this is basically this is a Stuart king, and he took the throne, and he was a Catholic, and basically the establishment was Protestant, and James II said, "No, don't worry about it. I'm cool with you prods." But basically, he started to appoint senior Catholics in certain roles, and then everyone freaked out and went, "Oh!" And then there was a bit of a rammy and a fight and a battle. And essentially, what happened was William and Mary, and so it was Prince William of Orange. He was basically Dutch, but the reason why he floated over and took over the throne, as it were, was because Mary was descended from James VI. There you go. I thought I'd just sing that in song fashion. So that's why. So she had Stuart ancestry as well.
Right.
So there was this big, all sort of rammy sort of thing, and basically, so Prince William of Orange, or King Billy, went over to Ireland, and there was a bit of a punch up, wasn't there? Battle of the Boyne.
The Battle of the Boyne.
Battle of the Boyne, and it's meant that this King Billy, because he beat the Irish Catholics, has become this poster boy for sectarianism, basically,
Yes, and bigotry.
in bigotry in the west of Scotland, certainly in north of Ireland, and certainly in west of Scotland. Basically, places where this old sectarian rivalry is kept alive. So there's lots of you will still see graffiti on Glasgow streets and Glasgow walls, and desks carved into desks in schools. King Billy in 1690.
Yeah.
So we
have a statue of him in Glasgow.
Oh, do we?
Yeah. See where we recorded the podcast a few weeks ago at the High Street.
Right.
He's right beside the cathedral.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's on his horse.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't.
So the question was, would I tell my Celtic fan mates at a Celtic game? So in Glasgow, there's two football teams, or soccer teams, Celtic and Rangers. One is Catholic, founded for the Irish immigrants, and one is Protestant, and they hate each other because of this sectarianism and stuff like that. I fall on my name is Michael McCann, so you can guess what side I fall on. I'm the Irish Catholic side, and so if I was to go to a Celtic game, see my mates, how did the past life hypnosis go? I'd be like, oh, it turns out I'm King Billy. So would I tell my mates this?
Yeah.
I don't think they would believe me, even if I did.
But everything makes sense. It starts to make sense now, though, doesn't it, Michael?
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, it totally does. Yeah.
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 You're always afraid of falling off a horse, aren't you?
Terrified.
You look at a horse and think, oof.
Petrified STDs.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't like them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I probably would tell them.
Yeah.
But like I said, they probably wouldn't believe me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be quite fun. But then I would just they think I'm joking, and then just, ha. So and then just never tell anybody again.
So just as a question though, I often think I find regression hypnotherapy quite interesting. I don't necessarily think there's anything objectively true about it, but often people create these versions of themselves, or they imagine a past history that can make sense of how they feel about certain things in their life at the moment. So I think it can have real therapeutic value.
That's really alarming because I've had mine done.
Have you?
Yeah.
Right. Well, this is the thing. This is what I want to push back. It's rare that somebody says, "Oh, I used to be absolutely awful in the past. I used to be this appalling monster." You know, who are the people coming back and saying, "Oh, well, I used to be a mad serial killer."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So what? So tell me, have you had your past reviewed?
Turns out I was King Billy. No. The first one. I don't know how it works, I still don't know if it's real, but all I can tell you is what I experienced.
Right, go.
So according to me, I suppose, in my last, I think I've got three that I remember.
All right, when did you get this done?
Last year or the year before.
All right, quite recent.
So I think it was the year before last, 2016, 17.
Wow.
Yeah, in about that range. So I was a woman in my past life. Yeah. And what because you don't find the nitty gritty, you just get one kind of flash memory type thing.
Is that how you experienced? You just these things popped into your head?
Yeah, I was a woman. I was standing in a kitchen.
Oh yeah.
It was clearly Second World War era.
Oh.
I got the distinct impression it was England.
Oh.
I was wearing a dark blue dress with a white pattern on it, maybe flowers or something.
Nice. Tasteful.
Yeah, I was quite sexy. I was like quite sexy World War II.
Yeah. See, when you bent over the sink, did you lift one of your legs up?
And I'm in the kitchen and I'm with a soldier. I'm with a gentleman in World War II uniform.
Right.
Who I'm assuming is my husband.
Right.
He's got a moustache.
This is so kinky.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I am not pleased to see him.
All right. Okay.
Right. So I don't I think I've been a bit of a slut. And while he's been away at World War, he's going to get. Yeah, I'm getting wired in about the Americans.
This has been really therapeutic for you.
I'm down the coal bunker with some yank.
Got in touch with your feminine and slutty side.
Yeah. So that's what I took from that. So I was a World War II slut.
And you can be again, Michael.
Yeah.
You just give in. You can. It's always a dress in your size, you know.
Yeah. So that's why I'm alarmed at what you say. I think it's what people want. Yeah. It's what people want. So
it helps them make sense of how they feel about things today.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you've just underlined that.
Yeah. And then my other one, which is the one I was least surprised about because a lot of it made sense to me.
All right.
Was that I was in Venice.
Right.
I was a sailor.
Oh, yeah.
Who lived in Venice, but I wasn't from Venice.
No.
I'm from another part. Apparently, I was from another part of Italy. And I lived in Venice, and I was a sailor, and I died from plague.
Well, that's that. Yeah.
And I remember very vividly my house, the house that I lived in.
Think you could find it again? Have you been
to
Venice?
I've been to Venice, and it is an incredibly stunningly beautiful city.
Yeah.
And
was this? Did you go to Venice before or after you
before?
Before.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I kind of have
But you might have been drawn to it because that's your past memories. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe it could be. But I remember very vividly this little. It was like it wasn't a house. It was like a room basically, and it was very bare. And I remember being in a bed and just being ill, and that's kind of it.
Right.
It's kind of lit by, it was night time, it's lit by candlelight, that's all I kind of get for that.
Yeah.
But I had the plague and I died. And it was like 1600s.
Yeah, that would have been quite common.
Yeah.
Well, there you
and
go.
Then, my final one is I'm an old man.
Yeah.
And I'm alone in this like kind of desert.
Right.
And there's this like big wall, this big like cliff thing in front of me.
I think that's a future life.
Could be. There's this big like cliff edge front thing. I'm an old man, and I was asked like, "Where's everybody else?" And I'm like, "They've gone. They had to leave." There's like a drought basically,
right? And
because I was so old, they just left me. They're like, "Oh, he's too old. Just leave him." So I'm alone in this kind of desert escape, and then I'm like, it was so vivid and so real. So I'd done some looking. So I don't know where in the world it was, and so I'd done. And then I found an image of a place, and it was like what is now Iraq. It wasn't obviously Iraq then. I'm going back hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years.
Babylon.
And I found this like thing that looked exactly like what I was seeing. This like cliff edge in the middle of the desert. I'm obviously at the bottom of the cliff edge because I'm like it's like just like a giant big like wall thing. And apparently at that time there was people in that area that all had to leave because of drought. They all had to move to other places.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's
I'm
case
like,
closed.
that's amazing. And I knew nothing of this, so the fact that I've got this and then looked into it and found this stuff is kind of like, holy shit, how did that happen? Like, was that real or like what? So that's the one out of three of them that really amazed me that this might be real.
So you're old and thirsty, right?
Oh, that was the thing as well. When I looked at my hands, my hands were a different colour.
Oh,
so I'm like,
that was.
But the thing was, there's other people. There was some other people but they were a different colour.
Oh,
they were like a darker colour than me. So there was like some sort of thing happening there as well. So it was really unusual.
That sounds really interesting. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, but you don't really know what to take away from it because you're like, right, was that real or was that just my brain planting stuff or,
just imagining, just fantasizing, yeah.
So, have you ever had it done, no?
Yeah.
Have you had it done?
Yeah, I had it done, yeah.
How you?
Well, I to cut a long story short, I was a temple slave.
All
So I
right.
was captured in war, made to be a slave in a temple, but ended up getting really quite chummy with the deity, and it's quite pious.
Okay.
And I was quite annoyed that the priests were just kind of like doing it, clocking in,
All right. Okay.
9 to 5
Yeah.
kind of thing, and I was quite into the whole thing.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you find this at?
Well, I go back a few years.
Right. So where would you know roughly where this was?
Well, in terms of details and things, the only thing I would think was it was maybe interesting was that the statue that I was prostrating myself, I was just constantly focused on the feet. And I never really saw a head.
Right.
There was the statue. It was because the person who was doing the regression was always like, look at, trying to get as much detail.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see a head. There was no head. And then it was only later on, believe it or not, there's always the possibility you know these things and you forget them.
Mm-hmm.
That Osiris, there are lots of statues of Osiris without a head, and he was known as the headless one because he was dismembered,
right,
as a god before he was resurrected. So I just thought that was quite interesting.
So who worship him?
The Egyptians.
Oh, so you think you may have been from that neck of the woods?
Or
Pardon the pun.
Or at least not Egyptian, fighting the Egyptians and losing against the Egyptians.
So who fought the Egyptians?
Okay,
the Romans?
Everyone.
Everyone
Right. Around them.
Oh, so it could be anything.
Could be anybody from around that neck of the woods.
I just saw it when I looked at my hands, I could see my hands a different colour, which I thought was fascinating.
Yeah, the first detail I got was looking at my feet and they were in sandals and I was sitting.
It's weird how the first detail you get is what you're wearing.
That
was the thing, actually. I remember about mine as well. I was in, not bare feet, but I was wearing like sandals as well. Like, I remember that.
Yeah. So no, I just think I there's absolutely no way that you could prove any of it is in any sense true.
Yeah.
But I quite enjoyed it.
Although I will say about the one where I died of plague, I love being on the ocean. And I am petrified. So see the masks that the doctors used to wear, the plague masks, the long pointy ones, petrified of them. And I've always been petrified of them. Really, when I look at them, I get this like horrible feeling.
Well,
so I'm like, that's
a special treat to you.
We've brought him all the way from Venice.
Yeah, he is plague doctor Giuseppe. Whatever, right? So, yeah, interesting. Well, So, if anyone has any, and this is the thing though, that even though it's all meant to be just Scottish, there's quite international flavours to all of those things,
Right, so will I ask you one now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I quite like this one, right? So I'm going to start at number 4. I wrote 4 down, but I'm going to start with number 4.
Okay.
A beloved family member becomes possessed by an evil demon.
That might be an improvement.
Yeah. The only way to end this is if the demon possesses you instead.
All right.
Would you be possessed for a year? You would be possessed for a year. Then afterwards you are released from the demon's grasp. Do you take it?
Well, yeah, I think you would because the first of all, what are the rules?
Right, okay, so I've got the rules. Right?
Yeah, you've got the rules, but you're like, well, why is it that the demon only has to, it's like stepping stones. It has to be somewhere. It can't be nowhere. But, I would immediately be thinking of those delightful tales of the Arabian Nights,
the way, when I wrote the question, I'm thinking, right, if Innes is a family member who's possessed by an evil spirit,
right,
or an evil demon, Innes is going to be there. He's going to be in the room, right? You're going to be up front and centre at this thing. You're going to be like, I'm recording this, I'm documenting it. So the demon is aware of your presence.
I would, do you know what I would
and it's like, I'll leave, but I want a piece of you for a year. And then afterwards, I'm free to go. You're free to go. I'll leave, and you're...
I would just make sure when I shouted, take me, it was really camp. Take me! Like that. Just to make it embarrassing and excruciating for all parties involved.
Including the demon.
Including the demon. You make it sound something wrong, possessing people, man. Well, there's nothing wrong with this, man. You got to get in somebody somehow, haven't you? Oh, enter me, oh devil.
Yeah, so there you go. So that you would take
Come
that
inside me, oh Satan, servant.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, that's probably loud enough for the neighbours to hear, and I hope they did.
Yes.
Hope they did. But yeah, of course you would. If somebody you loved, yeah, of course you would.
I never said you loved them. I said a beloved. Like, I never said you loved.
Okay, but yeah, so yeah, and then it'd be interesting to see what being possessed would be like
for a year. And remember, for this year, like there's no priests helping you or anything like that. You're left here.
As if priests do help you, Michael.
Ah, well, that's true.
As if priests do help you.
Yeah.
They just want to pile in there.
Yeah, I mean, you're not tied to bed. You're allowed to just like roam and stuff. So you're going to have a normal 9 to 5.
You think you're going to enjoy being inside me, pal? Come ahead.
Yeah, I'm not talking like
come in here and see what it's like inside, eh?
Yeah. Have you seen the documentary with William Friedkin and was it Father Amorti, where there's someone possessed in that? These people are allowed to they're allowed to kind of wander freely, but it's only when they need to go and make an appointment for an exorcism, basically. So they have like a normal life, and then I've got an exorcism. I need to go for my exorcism. It's like a dentist appointment.
What I think quite interesting, there's quite a lot of accounts of people allegedly possessed. Just getting therapy, getting counselling. Yeah. And CBT seems to work very well on demons as well as people.
But you're actually fully possessed. There's a demon inside you, and you're just... you could be normal 1 minute, and then the next minute you're...
Yeah, but then you say,
Pea soup. Oh, someday.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I've got a demon inside me.
I am Satan. So you're having a good time? Yeah, but are you enjoying yourself? No, not really. No.
How many pints has he had?
Yeah.
How many pints has he had?
I mean, it's a living,
Right, let's go. What you got for me?
Okay. So this is a serious one now. Okay.
Oh, right. Okay.
On a trip to Loch Ness, you see the Loch Ness monster give birth to another small monster, and then hand the monster over to a Sasquatch nursemaid, who is then accidentally and tragically reversed over and fatally injured by you when trying to escape this paranormal scene par excellence. Through its matted, bloody fur, it fixes your gaze once you get out of the car and psychically asks you to look after the baby Nessie monster, a task that you know to be A, impractical, and B, probably expensive. And you also know you'd probably be able to make quite a lot of money, at least from Channel 5,
right,
if you publicised having custody of a small monster. What do you do, Michael? What do you do?
Right, so let me just run through this. So I see the Loch Ness monster giving birth to another baby monster.
Yeah.
Hands it with its tiny Loch Ness hands.
Yeah, flippers
over to Sasquatch. Who I then accidentally reverse over.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
So Sasquatch obviously got baby.
So I see this and I think,
baby Nessie.
Fire the car in reverse.
Yeah.
We do
obviously, baby Nessie. You witness the scene, right? No, take my baby and raise it amongst your own, for I fear these monster hunters. Don't know why Nessie's got that voice, but
that was Nessie.
That was Nessie, and Sasquatch goes, "I sure, pal."
Right,
they're all female here.
For some reason, the Loch Ness monster decides that her baby would be better raised on land amongst Bigfoot.
Don't you know anything? Don't you know anything how it works?
Yeah, I have skipped a few.
Right, so basically what happens is once the Sasquatch starts to make their way away from the shore, you panic because you think, "Oh my god, it's coming!"
And I accidentally,
you get in the car,
in first gear,
you lose.
Fired that into reverse.
No, you need to reverse, but you lose sight of where the Sasquatch is
because it's so small.
And then you go, No, you're not. You're not looking. When do you check your mirrors? When you're in the presence of, you know,
you're right.
You know what I mean? You would be like,
blindly.
I am
in
just
panic,
getting
yeah.
out of here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I need to.
And then,
Yeah.
and then, oh no, I've reversed over the Sasquatch nursemaid midwife.
Oh no, it's a midwife now. So this.
Well, obviously, you know,
it's helped.
Nurse, yeah, it has helped. It's been in there, yeah.
Right. Okay, it's helped.
It's got hands, actually. It's got hairy hands.
Oh, I genuinely thought that a UFO was going to come along at some point and abduct them.
Well, what you don't know is you are being observed above, but you've not noticed this.
Yeah, I've got a lot going on
There's
already.
A lot on your plate right
now. So would I help? Would I raise?
Shall we run through the options again? So you now have the dying Sasquatch has psychically said.
Psychically,
yeah. Because obviously we know how they sound.
That's how they communicate.
Yeah. But psychically is to say, look after this monster. Right.
And then it does a wee cough, and then a wee bit of blood on its mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so how big is the baby?
Oh, it's I would say it's probably a bit bigger than a human baby, but it's obviously got that big long neck and flippers and
so it would fit in the boot of my car.
It would fit in the boot of your car, right?
Okay. But it's going to get bigger.
Oh, easily bigger.
Right. Okay.
I mean, you saw the main sized one; it was huge.
Right. So here's what I'm thinking. Right. Here's what I'm thinking. I'd chuck it in the boot.
Chuck it. Chuck it in the boot.
Gently place it in the boot.
Okay.
Maybe in a wet towel.
Right, okay.
Right. In fact, I've got one of the things in the boot of my car. It's to like stop dirt and stuff like that. So it could probably hold water.
Right, okay.
So get some water in that. Put the baby Nessie.
So you're going back to the loch.
I'm going to take the thing out the boot. I'm going to drag it into the water, get some water in it, then drag it back. Okay. Get it into the boot of the car. Just for some moisture.
That's quite creepy and ominous when you're doing that, by the way.
Listen, I've already killed.
There's a dead Sasquatch.
Yeah, there's a dead Sasquatch. Yeah, so I'm not really.
Who do you think cleans up this mess?
Yeah, the council.
Have you looked up yet?
No, not yet. I'm trying to I've had to bury the Sasquatch. I don't want it done for murder, so I've had to bury that.
You're burying it.
Yeah, would it be quicker burning it? Because that fuzz's going to burn. Right.
You're now burning a Sasquatch.
Actually, I'll take a picture of my phone first, right?
Okay. I thought I knew you, Michael.
Yeah, so I'm burning Sasquatch. I'm trying to cover up a crime now.
It's a crime?
It's become a crime.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it? I'm panicking, right? I'm
You're
panicking. I've reversed over it in my car, so I'm going to get some sort of parking or driving violation.
Parking violation.
Oh, this is like violation. Like, you never looked in your mirror when you reversed and you killed a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
So I'm getting into trouble for that, probably, right?
I see where your brain's gone immediately. Right.
So I'm trying to cover up.
You've kind of lost the bigger picture here straight away.
So I've got some water for Nessie.
I bet you spent at least 15 minutes checking your bumper and your rear lights for damage. What? Oh!
How am I going to explain this to the insurance?
Oh, I know.
That was a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is I take, after I've burned and buried the Sasquatch.
This is hardcore, man.
It got dark really quick.
It did.
I'm taking the Nessie baby, the Loch baby, whatever you call it.
Right.
It's in the boot of my car.
Right.
And I'm driving it to Edinburgh.
Oh, right, okay. Right, this is good.
And I'm taking it to Edinburgh Zoo.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because they've got tanks. No, in fact, better idea, I'll take it to Queensferry because they've got a sea life centre.
Right, okay.
So I'll take it to the sea life centre.
Right.
And I'll give it to them.
Is that salt water, though?
I don't know. I think I've got a mixture. In fact, what we'll do is we'll take it to the Sea Life Centre at Loch Lomond. There's one at Balloch, right? So we'll take it to the one at Balloch at Loch Lomond because that may be fresh water.
This is at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, because
15 minutes.
Loch monster.
This is at least 15 minutes sitting in the car park in Pitlochry, going through your options. Oh no! What is that? Do you dip your fingers in the water in your bag with the baby just to see if it's?
Well, I'm thinking it's fresh water and Loch Ness, right? But so it'd be funny if I got to like the Sea Life Centre and gave them this. Like, no, it's just seawater we've got. It's like salt water. You need to take it somewhere.
Take it somewhere else.
Yeah, so I'll take it to the Sea Life Centre at Balloch.
Right.
Because I'm assuming that that'd be like fresh water because it's near Loch Lomond.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
And I get to them, but I say, like, right, I own this. I own the rights to this now. This is mine.
You own the rights.
It's an attraction. It's an attraction. Right.
Wow.
But so I get all the money for the tickets for people going to see it.
Right.
But it's being looked after.
Oh, see what you did there.
Best of both worlds.
There you go. See, okay, right. That's it. There you go. That's the way.
And we tell nobody about the dead Sasquatch. Like, how did you come by this? Just found it by the side of the road.
Just found it by the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the aliens turn up and go, like, where's the lock monster? I'm like, oh, I gave it to the guys at the thing. Like, what?
I think that would definitely warrant a Men in Black visit at some point.
Yeah, somebody's going to have some questions.
Somebody's going to have some questions.
We counted 16 Sasquatch and now there's only 15 and you were in the area. So what happened?
Yeah. So there you go, that was good. So there you go. You managed to cover both your bases there. Yeah.
What are you thinking? Your fear will be quick with this, man.
Yeah.
You get in trouble.
Okay. After an initial panic, you managed to comfortably monetize the whole situation at the end.
And then I'd take my car to get it fixed.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, I enjoyed that, yeah. So, thank you.
What was it me now? Right?
Yeah. If there were points, you would have got some, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because like, you can't just go slamming your car into reverse. Right, okay, this is quite a good one, right? So you wake up one morning, right, and you're alone. You go outside, and you're still alone.
Oh,
everyone
I love this.
Is gone. Right. Everyone has disappeared. Right.
Yeah.
Now, I've put in a wee box in my question. Not zombies. So it's not a zombie thing, right?
Okay. Yep.
It's not like there's been a zombie apocalypse and everybody's just gone, disappeared. You're the last man.
It's some kind of extra dimensional.
Yeah, you're the last man standing. Right?
Thingy, what's it?
Right. What do you do?
Oh, well, this is fascinating. This is really interesting. Well, the first thing is, you see, this is the troubling thing, though. Is apparently nuclear power stations, you need to switch them off.
Yeah.
So your first priority to stop a meltdown would be try to figure out how the hell to get in to a nuclear power station, and then also figure out how to switch the bloody thing off.
I think you've got 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Before it goes into meltdown.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the thing, it's just like fail-safes and these things that still require people to be alive and to... You would think they would have automated a fail-safe, wouldn't you?
Yeah, in case everybody randomly disappears.
Yeah. In case there's... I mean, there are instances of like virulent outbreaks that are like so potent that basically people can be dead within a day.
Yeah.
And if something hit humanity that was really, really contagious, then people could disappear en masse. I know we've taken it into this kind of direction, but my first concern was, apart from there's a mystery here that needs to be solved.
Right.
But
so you're not going down the Kevin McAllister for Home Alone route, where you're like jumping on the bed and playing music dead loud and not having your first shave.
Well, my first is, in such a situation you have to hedge your bets. As sort of the alpha and omega of the situation is there's a mystery why everyone has disappeared in Europe. Right. So that's a mystery that needs to be solved, right? And you can get there, but assuming you're not dreaming and this isn't just some sort of weird temporary alternative universe that will somehow resolve itself later on. If you really are the last person and this really is reality as we've always understood it, then you need to drive to all the nuclear power stations and switch them off as soon as you can. Otherwise, you're going to be living amidst all these nuclear power stations popping off, and many of them actually will across the world be popping off anyway. But you want to make sure that at least the ones near you can switch off. So you've got to do that. You've got to do that first of all. So
you've got to get a degree in nuclear physics within 3 weeks. So you're going to be able to eat up a lot of your time.
Well, the thing is,
and then you've got the whole driving thing.
I mean, presumably electricity would still be functioning, but and I don't even know the answer to this question. Is would the internet still be functioning? I think it would still be functioning.
I think it would, but eventually I think that would stop as well.
Yeah, that eventually would stop. So you would have to educate yourself as quickly as possible. Yeah. And the thing is obviously that sort of statement. No, but I think once you get in, there'll be. You would think that there must be an obvious failsafe that things that you
Big
have
red
to
button.
do.
Probably
Yeah,
would be.
yeah.
Emergency shutdown.
There'll be emergency shutdown, things like that. That. So the real issue is you have to go in with bolt cutters and battering rams and Christ knows what. Even like
No, nobody locked up before they left. They just everybody just went. Boop,
but there'll still be really, really secure doors and stuff like that, and nuclear power.
Oh, you need to know the codes.
Well, the one thing is nuclear power stations, things like that. They are guarded by armed guards,
and they're gone. You don't need to worry about them.
Well, you don't have to worry about them, but there's still things like secure doors and stuff like that. So there's you'll need like battering rams and like cutters. Just. You need some serious heavy industry. So the first thing I would do is basically, right, where are all the nuclear power stations in Scotland? How can I switch them all down? Switch them all off quick as possible. So yeah.
So you're thinking long-term survival then?
Well, isn't that the whole point of everything, really? But the thing
so
is,
you don't go, right, 3 weeks, all the nuclear power stations are going to start going off. I'm just going to really go for it for the next 3 weeks and just get in a car I want and just muck about for 3 weeks. Well, you're thinking, I'm going to go and shut down all the nuclear power stations.
Well, I don't have a car, so I would need a car to get around
just
immediately.
Take any car you want. There's no one to stop you.
That's true, and I would need one at least to do this sort of thing. But I mean, eventually, let's moving on. Let's imagine that I managed to do that. Right, managed to do that. Then I would obviously find somewhere I'd always want to live in. Obviously,
so then you start having fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because the point is, how can you have fun when you know that it all might go terribly wrong any minute?
Yeah,
you can't really relax, can you?
Go mad.
Yeah.
The idea that you're the last man left has drove you mad, instantly mad.
Well, that might be an issue, but no, I would find somewhere nice and then start to gather all the nice things I like. Think, I've always liked that painting, always liked that sculpture, always liked that thing. And then who knows? I mean, you would obviously maybe look for other people. There might be. Who knows? You're saying
in this scenario that you're the last
you've
man.
Just said that. As far as I'm aware,
yeah,
there's nobody I can see.
Right. Okay.
But what if it was like some kind of malevolent trickster deity, sort of omnipotent twat, space twat? Even just didn't remove everyone apart from one person, but maybe one person per country, or one person per acre, or one person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could happen. So I would still be hopeful that I would still come across somebody.
Right. Okay. Keep that.
Are there animals?
No. All living things on the planet are gone except you.
Well, I would. Well,
apart from bees, there's bees.
Plants.
There's bees, so plants are fine.
See, this is where it's getting suspiciously arbitrary. This distinction's being made.
So all anything that can think is gone.
Anything that can think is gone.
Yeah, so I don't think plants think. We don't know. We don't
I think they do, though. That's the problem. I mean, they have.
This was supposed to be a fun question.
No, you started it.
So, right, there's plants. Plants are fine. Bees are still bees. Right. There's trees.
Put the cats and dogs back. Put them back, Michael.
Do you want that? Because they're going to get hungry.
Well, I would. They're
going to get hungry and they're going to come looking for you.
No. As much as I can,
pack animals.
Exactly, but as much as I can cope, I would obviously be spending a lot of time opening doors and letting pet dogs and cats out.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. That's your fault though, because you're the one that wanted the cats and dogs back.
No, but
if there's no cats and dogs, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, but
the ones you don't, they're all going to die. They're all going to die. They're going to starve, and that's on you.
Well,
because you wanted them back in this scenario.
Nature is cruel. But the fact is,
you're cruel because you're the one who brought them back in this scenario. They were gone.
Well, gone where?
With their owners to wherever they went.
And where did they go? I don't know that. I'm just assuming that the option that we all have an option, don't we? Whether to exist or to not to exist, and we have to assume that for most of the time,
do you know what's interesting?
Better to exist than not exist.
I asked my friend this exact same question, and our immediate response, deadpan as you like, was, "I just kill myself." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I just kill myself right away." I'm like, "What? Right away?" She's like, "Oh, I don't have to deal with it. Just kill myself right away." Like, but you're not going to do anything. You're not going to go and steal a Lamborghini and, you know, race around the city in it. And it's like, nah, just blow my brains. Like, wow, you are depressing.
See, for me though, and this is obviously why we're doing this podcast, but mystery is fun.
Yeah.
And that would be a mystery worth solving.
So you're going to stick around to try and...
Yeah. And the fact that it is arbitrary, if it's just human beings that have disappeared, right, then you think, well, there you go, that's way too specific to be some kind of random, inverted commas, natural process. So there's a mystery there worth solving. So what I would do is, as much as possible, ensure that I was viable in terms of survivability, that nuclear power stations were shut down, and then obviously finding somewhere that generated its own electricity, you know, getting a van, moving all my things into that place, living there, being viable, starting a wee farm, you know. If I had any spare time, you know, obviously just go to the museums and art galleries and get all the good shit. And don't
you worry about alarms?
No. And just that sort of thing. I mean, this is the thing though. If all human beings disappeared, that would be such a that would be like the world's best news ever for life on Earth.
Because the nuclear power plants are going to blow up.
See, this is the thing though about humanity.
Even when we do disappear, we just leave shit lying around behind us.
This is something maybe we need to look at: is that the fail-safe for nuclear power stations or nuclear devices is, if people disappear, will they just stop and go away? And if they don't, then that needs to be made to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, nuclear power plant, etc. As long as that nature would bounce back some ways. The oceans, just think of the biodiversity, the life that could bounce back then.
I think shit would just go wrong anyway. Like, I think like the nuclear power plant thing, like you could shut them all down, but I think eventually they'll just erode or something and they'll just explode anyway. So I think
that probably would happen. In fact, it hasn't happened so far in the world to a greater extent is surprising.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at like Russia, some of the nuclear installations and stuff, and submarines and stuff that they have over there. It's
they're insane. They just don't look after the stuff properly at all in Russia.
Yeah, there's a story about a nuclear submarine base in which, and as obviously it's like during sort of the Yeltsin years when things were extremely chaotic in Russia, and basically a naval, like the sort of a base commander of the submarine base had to phone up the electricity company and said, look, you cannot, I know we're not paying our bills, but if you switch off our bill, then like there will be like 10 Chernobyls happening here. So do not cut us off, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like you have to imagine explaining that. Imagine that call centre.
I know.
I've got this person that says that our base commander for the Navy, and they're saying we can't cut them off. No, they can't pay their bill. I said that. We're going to cut them off. They can't pay their bill. I want to say there's going to be pure millions of bombs going off, but alright. I escalate that call then.
Yeah.
Higher up the chain.
Yeah.
You can deal with it.
I think there's points where the Russians will try to sell their submarines to drug dealers in South America so they could move their drugs to South America by Russian submarine.
Let's hope that's already happened.
And there's the commander's like, oh, hi, how much do you want? Do you want some nuclear weapons?
Yeah.
I think did you want some nuclear weapons? Because we can sort you right out with that if you want it.
There was sort of, in those crazy days there were they were saying that some of the sort of psychic secrets of the UFO files, the Russian UFO files, things like that, were just sold.
Mm-hmm. Did you want this?
Yeah, just
how much you got?
Yeah, filing cabinet. Yeah. Right. Anyway, so I enjoyed that. It's quite sort of bleak.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be, but you took it though.
Well, no. Do you know what? What I'm saying is
see, I would have been like, I'm going to the nearest Ferrari showroom or the Porsche showroom. I'm just racing around. I'm just having fun. I'm eating what I want. I'm just like messing shit up. Maybe going to get a nice big house on an island somewhere.
Okay, we'll tell you what.
I take it. I know in reality that what you said would be, what would happen, but I'm fantasizing. I'm painting it places.
Okay, I think if this makes you happier. On my first day, I would go down because the thing that you really had to do quickly to get the benefit of is go to the fishmonger because the fish are going to go off basically as soon as the ice melts, right? And I love scallops,
Right.
So I would basically just get all the scallops, right?
Okay.
Get all the scallops, get some nice white wine, garlic, just fry them up in butter, and just sit down and munch my way through my body weight in scallops whilst drinking really nice, expensive. That's the thing. You just think the wine.
Yeah.
You think I'll have the good stuff now.
And that's not going to go off. So you don't need to worry about rushing that. You don't need to I need to get all the wine because it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, but do you know what? This is my point though. Whilst I'm sipping my chilled Chablis or whatever, right, and tucking into my delicious Lochvine scallops, I'm thinking if I ever want a chilled wine again, I do have to sort out the electricity situation, including the nuclear. So
yeah.
You know what I mean? My mind's gone there.
Just get loads of candles and camping gear. You'll be fine.
I've got a couple of candles. Okay, so, aye.
Right, so what you got for me?
Yeah. How are we for time? Let's say
we've got 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
God, this take ages just chatting over nonsense here. Right, I'm just trying to think what's fun here. We'll try and do these quick ones in. Shall we try and fit them all in? Yeah.
I'll do this one. Yeah.
Quick. Okay, so right, what if you had a friend that believed in the hollow earth so much that they started to dig a hole in their back garden whilst listening to the Horst Wessel song and shouting, "I'm coming, brothers, I'm coming"? Would you try to reason with him or her? Or think, you might need to bleep this. Fuck this. They've clearly gone the full brown shirt torchlit parade. What would you do?
Second one. Yeah.
Just think they're too far gone. Too far gone.
Because they're taken to actually physically trying to do something that's...
They've lost it.
Yeah, I can't help that person.
Yeah, they've gone from...
beyond reason.
They've gone from being...
At that point.
They've gone from being sort of interested in Nazi occultism to sort of...
wearing the uniform.
Being kind of titillated and excited by it to actually just, you know what?
Yeah, screaming 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or for that matter.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was a quick one.
Yeah.
So, is your turn then?
Oh yeah. So you're sitting in your office alone one night, working on the computer. You hear a noise upstairs, so you go to investigate.
Right.
Only to find yourself standing in the kitchen.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is a good one.
You are both aware of each other. So you've went in the kitchen and you're standing there.
Okay, well you have to referee this scenario.
Right, okay.
I would say, well, this is a turn up for the books, isn't it? And just see if we could have a chat. Can we have a chat?
If you want.
Well, we have a chat then.
Yeah, you walk into the kitchen and you're already standing there.
Yes, we have a chat.
So you just have a chat. You're not going to find so who are you?
Well, it's obviously. I mean, it's obviously me.
Yeah, but from where?
Exactly. So,
is it a spirit you, or is it the real you? Are you the spirit?
Well,
have you died while at your computer and you don't know, and you've went upstairs and you've
Yeah, but how can I die?
And I don't know, that scenario.
That'd be a really odd one. Yeah.
You died twice.
Yeah. I like that one. That's even more paranormal. It's like, I'm downstairs and I die, and as a ghost go upstairs and discover my doppelganger, who's scheduled their doppelganger appearance somewhat embarrassingly after my actual death.
So it's actually now 3.
There's a dead one downstairs. Oh, what? Oh my God, you look just like me. Oh my God, you're see-through. What?
So what's that smell?
Oh shit!
Literally shit.
Literally shit.
I
died. Oh my God.
Oh well.
Right, you got another one?
Yeah,
we'll try and fit this in.
Fine,
We've got 5 minutes.
Okay. Right, so you have spent a considerable amount of money, right? Okay.
Right.
Okay. Booking a suite no less.
Oh.
In the Yarhar Haunted Pirate Hotel, which guarantees you in the haunted suite a paranormal experience.
Right.
Okay. And during the night, you were woken up by a sensation of presence, heavy breathing, and an overpowering stench. However, as you are not alone, and you have had curry, you are unsure as to the source of these experiences. Would you ask for your money back?
Well, I don't think I can. because I went there knowing fine well what I was getting myself into.
But they guaranteed this is just paid top dollar for this one particular room, which they guarantee.
Right, so my
guaranteed
guaranteed paranormal experience was just
so you
gas.
wake up, you wake up, and you've got that sensation of presence.
Right.
You can hear heavy breathing, and this overpowering stench. But then again, you aren't alone. You're with someone, and you've had a curry.
Right, all right. So it could be the other person, right? Okay.
So you're.
Then that case,
so you think, is it, it's that whole subjective objective? How objective are these subjective experiences?
There'd need to be something else accompanying it. I'd need more.
You need more?
Yeah, I'd need more.
But a sensation of presence, that sensation of presence.
And it's not that person in the bed beside me.
Well, that's the thing though, is that sensation of presence can be quite...
Which is weird because I was alone. Yeah, I'd probably ask for my money back just because even if I did have it, I'd laugh, man. I couldn't afford this in the first place. What did I do this for? I need the money back, please.
Did anything happen?
No, nothing.
Did you have a night's sleep? Did something happen? And you say, no, nothing.
No, you are going to need to change the sheets, however, because that's unrelated.
Okay. Well, that's it then.
3 minutes, I've got one left.
Oh, right, wow.
Right. So you wake up in the middle of the night.
Okay.
And there is a small boy and a small girl standing at the bottom of your bed.
Oh, that's quite...
with glowing red eyes.
Glowing red eyes. Right. Okay. That's good.
What do you do?
Switch the light on.
Right.
Are they still there?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's unusual. I would probably wake up Penny and say, can you see that? Can't she?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So you're now awake with the lights on and there's still two creepy looking children with glowing red eyes in your bedroom.
Okay. And then I would say, in the name of Zeus, what do you want? What did they say anything?
They say we want your souls.
Oh, you're not having them. You can fuck off. That's it.
I think it was a demon for the exorcism earlier that's came back.
He's come back.
He's come back like, see that because you never trusted a deal with the devil, so you're like, he was an evil demon, remember?
He's come back and brought a friend.
Yeah, he's like, I said I wouldn't be back in a year, but I never said anything about him.
All right, what I'd do, I'd say, well, away and raffle your tonsils, and I would storm through to this very room and look up my grimoires, and I would get them extra dimensionally to fuck.
Okay then.
I would banish them.
Right.
Banish their little cheeky demonic arses out of here.
There we go then. Right, that's beautifully brought
That's a few beeps there,
yeah, I might just leave them in. That's beautifully brought us to the full level.
I hope people enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it. I don't think I've laughed that much during one of your podcasts.
Good, that's good. I'm glad. They're quite dark and troubling, those ones. Different tones, weren't they?
Yeah.
You were quite,
it's fun.
Quite bleak, bleak and dark, Michael.
Yeah, especially when we running over Bigfoot.
Well, that was just this kind of things that happens, you know.
Real life.
Real life.
Trying to keep it real.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and we very much look forward to your company the next time, and we'll be talking about
something.
That's right. Treat them mean to keep them keen.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Tune in next time to Weirder Hings Podcast.
Tatty bye.
Cheerio.